welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica, and in today's video I'm doing a long-awaited, at least on my part, book haul, book shopping vlog. I'm so excited. One of my goals for 2025 was to read like all the books on my physical TBR, and while that did not happen, I definitely at least went through a really big chunk. I got rid of a bunch of books, I read a bunch of books, and on top of that I did not do like any huge book hauls. So that's what I'm going to be doing in today's video. I have my 2026 TBR right here, and these are all the books that I want to buy or I'm going to be looking for. So yes, let's go ahead and get to the bookstore. We've arrived, but I'm scared to go in. What you don't know about me is that I can't do anything by myself, but like I'm by myself and I'm scared. But it's okay, it's okay. It's fine. We'll be okay, okay?
Whiskey warm on a brittle fall night. She was doing fine and I was doing right. Falling into daydreams of our lives. I tried my best to hide feelings deep inside, starstruck in those eyes. I didn't think she knew my existence, wondering with all persistence, wondering where she gone, falling further on. Don't wanna stay, don't wanna play princess, don't fade. 'Cause one day you'll be mine. Don't wanna stay, don't wanna play princess, don't fade. 'Cause one day you'll be mine. When we met she was so perfect. Walked the beach to songs that we heard of, falling into daydreams of our lives. Under the Friday lights, feelings deep inside, starstruck in those eyes. I didn't think she knew my existence, wondering with all persistence, wondering where she gone, falling further on. Don't wanna stay.
Bro, I'm hiding in the shelves because it's embarrassing, but so far, bro, tell me why all the books are like $30 and they're all hardback too. Like, I'm not gonna buy a freaking $30 hardback. This is $20. It's paperback.
Play princess, don't fade. 'Cause one day you'll be mine. When we met she was so perfect. Walked the beach to songs that we heard of, falling into daydreams of our lives. Under the Friday lights, feelings deep inside, starstruck in those eyes. I didn't think she knew my existence, wondering with all persistence, wondering where she gone, falling further on. Don't wanna stay, don't wanna play princess, don't fade. 'Cause one day you'll be mine. Don't wanna stay, don't wanna play princess, don't fade. 'Cause one day you'll be mine. One day you'll be mine.
my gosh, and we're done. Okay. Dang, I spent like probably an hour in there. Now it's time to go home. I got a big stack of books. I'm very excited to go talk about it, but also there were a few disappointments that my Barnes & Noble did not carry some books. So yes, let's get home and then I'll tell you all about it. Yikes. Weird. Best friend. Dungeon crawler. I'm Medusa. 1738. Here are all the books I got in this massive haul. Thumbnail. Oh my gosh. Yeah, guys. And down they all go. Okay. And now I'm ready to go over all the books I got in this video. I'm gonna go ahead and start by talking about like the finances of this whole book haul because man, it was kind of crazy. I feel like Barnes & Noble must have like upped their prices in the last like couple months because I do not remember books being this expensive. Like, it's actually absurd. A hardback, all the hardbacks I bought were a minimum of $30, and the paperbacks, I think the cheapest paperback I got was $18, but they averaged around $20, and that is insane. My budget was $180 because that's the money I got for Christmas and the money I allocated to books. All the books total, I bought 8 books at Barnes & Noble, and it cost me $195. However, there was some sale happening, and one of the books I ended up buying like got me half off on another book, so the end price was $182. So perfect, but still insanely expensive. So I'm gonna go ahead and start right here. First up, I got Dungeon Crawler Carl, and I got this book because I saw it recommended on a TikTok. Actually, I'm gonna read you the TikTok because I thought it was kind of funny, and it 100% sold me on the book. Yeah, so it was a book about stupidly specific book wrecks. Alongside The Hunger Games and The Poppy War, it said, books where the out-of-their-depth main character is taught by a male mentor that was once in their position and now has a substance abuse problem. So yes, that is 100% why I bought Dungeon Crawler. Oh wait! Welcome Crawler. Welcome to the dungeon. Survival is optional. Keeping the viewers entertained is not. Oh, like something like about viewers? That sounds so cool. You know what's worse than breaking up with your girlfriend? Being stuck with her prize-winning show cat. And you know what's worse than that? An alien invasion, the destruction of all man-made structures on Earth, and the systematic exploitation of all these survivors for a sadistic intergalactic game show. That sounds so cool. Are you kidding me? Join Coast Guard vet Carl and his ex-girlfriend's cat, Princess Donut, as they try to survive the end of the world, or just get to the next level in a video game-like trap-filled fantasy dungeon. A dungeon that's actually the set of a reality television show with countless viewers across the galaxy, exploding goblins, magical potions, deadly drug-dealing llamas. This ain't your ordinary game show. I'm actually so glad I picked this up. This sounds so interesting. Now, the next book I got... Actually, a lot of the books I got, I did go into Barnes & Noble with like a list in mind, but they didn't have like a lot of the books I wanted. For example, one of the books I wanted, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but it was a Greek mythology book called Clytemnestra? I'm not sure how to say that, but they didn't have it. And so I was in like the Greek mythology section, and they did have another book that I think could be like equally as good, and that is I, Medusa. And of course we all know the story of Medusa, but the initial book I wanted was about a Greek woman who became the villain in a bunch of stories because of the acts of men, and that's kind of exactly how Medusa's story goes too. And so I thought this would be a pretty interesting replacement, and not even gonna lie, the cover super pretty. So yeah, a book that was on my list, however, was 11/22/63 by Stephen King, and I'm actually so excited to read this one. It is thick. It's a behemoth of a book, but this has been on my radar for so long, and all I know is that I think it's about like a person who time travels back to the day JFK was assassinated and is like trying to figure out a way to stop it. I don't know, that just sounds super good. And I read one other book by Stephen King. What was it? Oh shoot. it was more of like a crime. Billy Summers, there we go, that was the book. And I really liked that book, so I'm actually super excited for this one. And it was like their last one in stock, which is insane. It's like 900 pages, but I think it'll be 900 pages of like perfection, hopefully. The next book, it wasn't on my list, but I saw it like first thing when I entered the store, and I couldn't not get it, and that is Catabasis by R.F. Kuang. I'm sure if you are a recurring viewer on my channel, you know how much I love R.F. Kuang. The Poppy War, Babel, even Yellowface, like I've read every single one of her books and I adore them so much. So far, none of them have topped the Poppy War, but I have high hopes for Catabasis because it sounds so interesting. Something about two students going into hell to get like extra credit from their professor and that sounds incredibly awesome, especially because I know how R.F. Kuang writes and I know she could do that exceptionally well. And I'm just like, guys, I have like a girl crush on R.F. Kuang. She is so cool. I watch all of her videos of like her talking and she's so eloquent and like I aspire to be her one day. She is genuinely so intelligent and I love reading everything written by her because of how intelligent she is. It can make even like the dumbest of readers understand the smartest, most like esoteric topics, and I think that is such a talent and I'm so excited to read this one. And it was 50% off. So what a deal. And the next book I'm also so excited for. I think I've said that for every book so far, but this one I like, you know, but this one, it's True Vice. I'm an excited person, and that is The Strength of the Few. Oh my gosh. I read what was called The Will of the Many a long time ago now. It might have been in 2024. So I'm definitely gonna have to reread that book or like look at a summary. Probably reread it because I'm really excited to go into this one. But I remember, I think I rated the book like a 5 stars. I've heard so many reviews about this book and not one of them have been below a 5 star, and that is so impressive. And now this was the last book that was on my list going into the store, and that book is Station 11. All I know about it is that it's like an end of the world scenario with following a group of like traveling actors who survived I think it was like a plague. But I have heard also amazing things about this book, and I love Fallout. I don't think this book is like Fallout, but any kind of end of the world scenario, I'm probably gonna eat it up. So, and now we have 2 more books I got at Barnes & Noble that weren't on my list but are extremely popular, so I'm sure you've heard of it. And the first one that I got was My Brilliant Friend, and I'm sure like if you are in any book community in general, you probably saw the like list of the 100 best books of the century, and this book was #1 on that list. So obviously I have to read it. I have to see what the hype is about, if it's truly the best book of the century. The last book I got at Barnes & Noble, I've seen it a lot, but I've never seen people talk about it, so I'm not sure if that's a bad thing or not, but I finally read the synopsis and it sounded super interesting. So I got Wayward. On the cover it says, "They call us witches, we call ourselves Wayward." So it's about following 3 different women in 3 different like eras of the world. So we have 2019, 1619, and then 1942. I think it sounds super interesting because I'm assuming these people are going to be connected despite the centuries that are keeping them apart. That's why I got Wayward. And also, I mean guys, look at this cover. It's so beautiful. It is so beautiful. And that is the end of my Barnes & Noble haul, but I did get 4 more books from like family members and friends for Christmas. The first of those books is Empire of Silence by Christopher Ruscio. Yikes. I have already read this book, but I asked for it because I want to start the series over. I was listening to it on audiobook while doing a bunch of other things. I remember that so many like people I really trust about their opinions have loved the series so much, but like books 3 and 4 and 5 of the series, so I want to take my time, start over, read this book physically as well as all the other books physically, so I can like fully immerse myself into the story and love it as much as possible. And then I got The Raven Scholar. I've not heard too much about it, so let's read the synopsis together. It says, "Let us fly now to the Empire of Oran, where after 24 years of peace, the reign of Bursun the Brusque, guys, has come to an end. In the dizzying heat of midsummer, 7 exceptional warriors, thinkers, and strategists compete to replace him. When one of them is murdered, it falls to Nima Kra, the Emperor's brilliant, idiosyncratic high scholar, to find the killer and fight for the throne. Nima believes she is alone, but we are here to help. All she has to do is let us in. If she succeeds, we will win an empire. If she fails, death awaits her. But we won't let that happen. We are the Raven, and we are magnificent." But I have heard really, really good things about this book, and so I think it could be... It's also book 1 in a trilogy, and I believe this book only came out pretty recently, I believe, so we won't get the other books for a while, but I still think it'd be a pretty good investment to read. And now we have just 2 more books. The next book is The Winners by Frederick Bachman. If you watched my last video where I was like rushing to try and complete my 2025 reading goal, I read both Beartown and Us Against You in that video, and Us Against You absolutely destroyed me, and so I don't know like when I will be able to read this book, but hopefully sometime. It was really, really good, but so devastating, and I do have hope that because this is the last book in the trilogy, that this one can be hopefully a bit more, you know, happy and hopeful. But honestly, I have my doubts and I have hesitations going into this one after reading Us Against You, so I'll have to definitely think about it, sit on it for a little bit. But yes, I got The Winners by Frederick Bachman. The last book I got this holiday season was The Everlasting by Alex E. Harrow. I believe it's a standalone fantasy, and standalone fantasy books always interest me because I'm kind of like, whoa. Fantasy books are usually a really, really big commitment, so like how can all you think about a fantasy book be contained in one single book, especially one that's like this small? So that kind of interests me. But then also, a legend. Sir Una Everlasting was history's greatest hero, a lost girl who would draw a sword from the heartwood and become a legend. The knight's epic feats were rivaled only by her tragic fate, a sacrifice that saved a queen and built an empire. A life. Centuries later, Owen Mallory has dedicated his life to Una Everlasting, abandoning a promising scholarly career to defend his country. He comes home from war broken and weary, until he finds a reason to live in the pages of a mysterious book. A love story. Sent back through time, the historian's task is to ensure that Sir Una meets her tragic fate, but instead, Owen falls in love with the complex woman behind the legend. He doesn't know how to watch her die, or how many times he's done it before. And so basically, it's like time travel. It kind of reminds me of Divine Rivals, just in that synopsis. And so I feel like that could be super good. And yeah, that's why I got this one. If you hear random things exploding in the background, that is because it is in fact New Year's Eve, and those are fireworks. So please ignore the gunshot sounding things. I promise I am safe and sound, okay? But yes, those are all the books I got this holiday season. How many is that? Like 12? Which means 12 books to add to my physical TBR. But I do have like high hopes about like reading these, because I feel like in the past when I've done huge book hauls like this, because I haven't in a long time, I didn't really know what my reading tastes were, but now I not only know my reading taste, but also have that guilt on my shoulders that like if I don't read these books as I get them, there's just gonna be more guilt over not having read them, if that makes sense. I am also hopefully going to be getting a lot of these read in the next reading vlog I film, which is going to be a 24-hour readathon, so definitely be on the lookout for that. But yeah, that is all for today's video. I faced my fears of going out in public for you. I hope you appreciate that fact. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to comment down below any books like you want to read in 2026. Like, Or if you read any of these books I showed you, like what are your opinions on them? Even if they're bad, I want to know, because like duh, I love having conversations with you. Yeah, make sure to give this video a like and subscribe, because another goal of 2026 is to hit 1,000 subscribers, and I'm a little far off right now, but I feel like that'd be a really good goal to hit in 2026. So, you know, what you waiting for? Go ahead and click the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have an amazing 2026. I will see you next video. Bye everybody.